Hey everybody, it's Luke over at Galaxy Tech Review, and today I've got a product from AZONE. This is their 720p Panoramic IP camera, and you can check this camera out on Amazon at the time of this video for $55.99, and of course I will have that link in the description below where you guys can check that out as always. Now this camera is interesting because it's a fisheye camera. You're going to get 185 degree on the horizontal and 110 degree on the vertical. So you can set this up pretty much anywhere in the corner of any room and get the entire room in the picture, which I really like. On the bottom of the box you have a QR code that you can go to download the mobile app. It does work with Android and with iOS. So let's get into the box and get everything out of it for you. Quick installation guide here. The camera itself, which is a nice cylindrical camera, it's not kind of one of those ball cameras that you usually see. Very cool. They give you a power cable, which is a standard USB to micro USB power cable, and we are going to plug that in right away to get the camera set up because it takes about 20 seconds to boot it up. This is a standard AC to USB adapter here. It is a 5 volt to 1 amp adapter. So you've got that, and it's very simple and easy to just plug into a power strip or outlet. And then if we go around the camera real quick, you have a pinhole microphone on the front, an LED for status on the front as well as your lens. You have your AZONE logo down here. On the top you have a micro SD card slot that will support up to 128 gigabytes. Unfortunately, they don't include a card with the purchase, but that's okay. On the back, you have your speaker. So coupled with the microphone, you have two-way communication between your remote device and the camera. You have your power port here, which is that micro SD card slot, and your reset hole in case you need to reset your camera. And on the bottom, they put a standard tripod mount as well, which is really cool in case you want to mount this on a tripod. So we'll plug it in, and this LED will turn red when it's booting up, and it will ask me in a second to give them my Wi-Fi password. So if that interrupts me, that's why. Get this box out of the way. Mounting hardware here. So you've got hardware to mount to the wall if you would like, and a base to set up as well. So you can set it up on the base and leave it on a desk, or you can actually mount this to a wall or somewhere if you want to as well. Or a ceiling if you want to do it upside down, that type of thing.
Please enter the password for Wi-Fi.
And there we go. So please enter your password for your Wi-Fi. Now I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I do want to leave this up here in case I miss any information during the review. These are all the specifications on it as far as tech specs go. And you can freeze this at any time and check that out. Now, it uses H.264 for your video codec. It is 802.11 BGN. Wi-Fi, it is 2.4 gigahertz, not 5 gigahertz. It will not work on 5 gigahertz networks. Resolution is 1280 by 720. You do have that 185 degree fisheye lens. The power port is that micro USB port that we saw in there. It does have night IR filters on this, so it will work in night mode as well. 25 frames per second. It does support micro SD cards up to 128 gigabytes. And two-way voice intercom is supported, and it works on iOS and Android. So again, I'll have this up here. If you want to look at some of more of the tech specs, you can certainly do that. Now the app is called IPC 360, and it's super easy to set up. Didn't have any problems with that. You're going to want to hold on to this, and on your phone or whatever device you're going to be viewing from, you're going to want to look for this app. It's called IP 360. You can either get it off the box, or you can just search on Google Play or the App Store. Now it'll ask you to create a login. I've created one with my email, and then it'll email you a code, and then it will tell you to set a password and everything like that. So now I have my code, my email and password are already in here. So I'm at the main screen. This is the camera screen. This is where you'll add cameras, and then they'll show up in this list. You also have an album so that when you take pictures, and I've done this in, this was a picture that I took when I was doing the testing on it, and it comes out really well, as you can see. It's got that fisheye lens to it, and we'll get to that in just a second. Another thing you can do is view alerts for motion. Your settings, you can go and do app settings. You can turn alerts off or on. You can have alert sounds. I don't really like to get push alerts on my phone as much. You can modify your password and that type of thing as well. So very clean app, works very well. We're going to hit the plus button and add our camera. And make sure that your red light is blinking. Now this red light, even though you can't see it kind of under the light, but this red light is blinking and ready to go. So I say, I just hit the button that says the red light is blinking. And then you put in your Wi-Fi ID and password. Mine's already pre-filled out. So we'll hit next. And then it'll ask you to turn up the volume and get close to the camera. So we're going to do that and we're going to hit next. Now what it's doing is it's sending the Wi-Fi information to the camera to be saved to the camera. It takes about 10 or 15 seconds. When you hear a beep, you can continue. And there's my beep, and it says when you hear a beeping sound, tap to continue. So we're good to go there. And it is now configuring the camera with the information.
Camera ready.
Now it'll say camera's ready. It'll switch to a green LED. And you can name your camera if you want. I'm not going to name it. I'm just going to leave it at the default name, and it comes up in your camera list. So you have some settings on your camera. You can rename it. You can share it with other accounts. You can do perspectives, like if you did want to mount this on the ceiling, looking up, top, or wall. I'm going to leave mine on wall. Status LEDs, sound settings, language, camera information, micro SD card information, firmware upgrade, delete the camera or reload setting information. So very clean app, works very, very well. So let's go into the camera.
Video on.
And it tells you that the video is on. And now I'm looking at the side of the room, so I'm not getting the entire room into focus here. It's got a few different modes. All the way to the right, there's an A there. It has an adaptive mode. It has SD. And then what you'll notice the best is the HD. When we switch over to HD, the picture gets really, really good. So that 720p picture looks really great. And they did a good job on it. You can go full screen by turning it. It's got a date and timestamp, and it is all correct on here. You can take a picture just by hitting this button, and it will save to your device. So you don't need a SD card or a micro SD card to actually save images on your remote device, which is cool. Now, again, you have one for saving video, one for saving pictures right here, and then you have a press to talk button. If we turn on the microphone, you get the sounds coming out of the camera, and if I push the talk, I will get the sound coming out of the speaker. So you have two-way communication, so that's awesome. I'm going to turn off the microphone so I don't get a lot of feedback here. But overall, they did an excellent job. AZONE did a really good job with this. I'm definitely giving it a thumbs up. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review. If you have any questions or comments about this camera, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will check you guys out on the next video.